All right.
Yes,
All
Lord.
praise to the Most High. We are
God.
back.
God.
Episode 2, Man Up Monday.
Yes, Lord.
We in the building.
All
praises. So yeah, man, we talking about this son husband thing. We've been talking about that throughout the week. Inspiration, of course, being this Jason Tatum from the Boston Celtics. Apparently, he got to ask his mama to spend any money.
Right.
He a grown ass man, right? He went and got that check.
Right.
He went and got that contract, all that, and he got to apparently ask permission from mommy before he do anything.
Right.
I just thought that whole concept was absolutely ridiculous.
Ludicrous.
And so it's that what we call it? What's the term?
The son husband.
The son husband.
Yeah.
He's the son husband.
For sure, he's the son husband.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Break that down.
Like we were talking about, with the son husband, the term was coined by a brother named Dr. T.S. Johnson.
Okay.
Within the Black Manosphere.
Okay.
An elder, PhD, physicist. You know what I mean? Great thinker, philosopher,
intellectual,
et cetera. Yeah, very intellectual brother. And it ultimately,
that's fire.
Yeah, I told you, bro.
Yeah, that's fire.
I told you. Yeah, that can would have teased you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't need more than that.
It can. But yeah. So when you deal with this term, the son husband, it ultimately is revolving around a relationship with a mother and her son, typically a single mother, right, and her son who played the role of quote unquote basically boyfriend, right? It's a relationship that even though it's not really physically, it
don't check those physical boxes, but it checks other boxes,
emotional
boxes,
stuff like that, emotional, financial, et cetera, that her son is performing those duties as a husband to his mother. Yeah. And that's exactly what you find with this Jason Tatum situation.
And you could, like, I've even seen that happen, like, within the Israelite community.
For sure.
So I seen, like, I remember a woman, this woman came to our camp this years ago in San Diego, and she was like, my son is my covering. She said that.
See that? Yeah, that's
like,
what they say.
No, that's your son.
Yeah. If anybody, your house shot should be okay.
Yeah, exactly. If you absent covering, then the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Your son don't turn into your covering. That's crazy.
Exactly. And we gotta understand, right, with single mothers, right, and men leaving the situation and making that situation vulnerable enough for a young man to have to grow up too fast, and now
and be in that role,
is a problem.
Right.
But it's important for the woman to still keep in mind that this is still my son. And
not lose sight of that.
But they really like hyper analyze the situation and immediately turn to him as like this provider, this covering, like she said, instead of allowing him to still be the son.
Yeah, and it's this whole concept, like everybody think in our community, we've always heard, I want to get rich and get my mom out there. I want to do something. I want to get my mom this or get my mom that.
Right.
And there's a line between want to do something for your mom, a nice gesture, honoring your mother, and what some of these dudes are doing. Because like you said, basically you feel like you got to be the financial provider for somebody who was supposed to be a part of your provision. Or really, your father was, whatever happened with him, she became the default. She had to come and step into the provider role, right? And then now you feel like you got to turn around and you got to now be the provider. You got to be the man that she didn't have. It's a real crazy dynamic. And I'm going to tell you where else that spirit come from too, though, or where you can see that spirit also. Yeah. The woman who say, nobody good enough, no girl good enough for her son. Right. That's that same spirit. That's the same spirit. You got to check. You ever hear your baby mom, your girl, whatever, say that about your son? You got to check that spirit. You got to check it. Ain't none of that. There'll definitely be a woman good enough. It's the thing, and this is what sometimes they don't realize, even beyond that. Like, I've even had a situation where, where my daughter say, I want to grow up and get married, and then, her mother say, oh, you shouldn't be thinking like that. And I had to check that. Yeah, well, the fuck she should be thinking like that.
Exactly.
Why shouldn't she be thinking like that?
What other viewpoints should she have?
She should be thinking about her husband right now. She's a kid, but she's seeing something. Yeah. She's actually seeing a functional relationship in her life, and she understands that when she become an adult, that's what she wants.
That's what she should want. Exactly.
See, sometimes women, they look at things wrong. Yeah. And this goes into the importance of manhood and masculinity and the importance of leading and guiding, because oftentimes when we talk about, what makes a man, everybody talk about, providing and protecting, but there's not enough talk about also direction. That's the other part. It ain't just the two things. It's a whole other thing too, which is directing this whole family. This family needs direction. And there are women out here right now who could get a career and provide for themselves. They go get a gun and take self-defense classes and try to defend themselves. But there are very few women in this world with the ability to direct themselves. And many of them will admit that. So there's that direction part where something like that comes and you got to check that instantly. Hell no.
Like we all know, and everybody can attest that women think from an emotional standpoint.
Exactly.
And sometimes hyper emotional, sometimes hypersensitive to certain situations, instead of allowing it to be organic and natural, right? They involve their imagination to it, their hyper emotional imaginations, right, and cause a delusion of the situation. So and delusion to come into the situation, mind you, right? So it's important to come out of the illusions, right, that we've also find ourselves because of a lack of having men in the household, that men also think, unfortunately, with illusions
exactly
right, in the forefront of the way that they behave and the way that they carry themselves as well. So,
exactly.
Yeah, we gotta get out of that for sure.
1000%. Let's go into this clip though. You got
okay, cool. So this right here is a short by the brother Dr. Tia Son Johnson, right, as he describes himself, the son husband. So we're gonna play that.
Between son husbands and husband sons. And I said son husbands are the biological offspring of women. And they're often forced to play an emotional role in women's lives that usually is reserved for boyfriends and husbands.
All right. So it said that the son husband is usually the biological son, right, of a woman who is forced to play an emotional role that is typically reserved for either the boyfriend or the husband in the situation, right? This relationship typically does not happen if a father is present.
Exactly.
It don't happen.
You can't imagine it happening.
Exactly. You can't. How does that happen? How does he see his mother having all the access?
And then what happens is, if that relationship is already forged of the son husband, what happened is this woman goes out and she gets a boyfriend. And then the boyfriend, he can never fully sink his teeth into the situation. He typically leaves because her son is already, bro, I done seen that so many times. I done seen women purposely create son husbands now that we talking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Purposely get the son and just lead a nigga and this is gonna be that.
It just milk that situation.
It's disgusting, man.
But it's a real pathology that's taking place in our community.
For real.
Because these women don't find comfort in the men of our community, and they just, because of the feelings, the emotions that they son produce for them is basically equivalent, and they just go out and have sex with the other men just to fill that void.
Well, we even see that. You don't watch Power?
I mean, I'm trying to force it.
Okay.
I ain't been,
if you ain't feel it, you ain't feel it. But
nah, it ain't that I ain't
okay.
I fuck with the show.
Okay, but you don't watch TV.
Not the TV watching.
I feel you.
Yeah.
So in the original Power, before the spinoffs, essentially that's what happened with Tariq and Tasha.
Yeah.
As Ghost, and it's Ghost's fault, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it clear it's Ghost's fault because Ghost failed as a man because Ghost put his family on a back burner to chase his high school love. Not even his career, for his high school love. Okay, you see what I'm saying? This yours?
Yeah, that ain't me.
Okay.
I don't even know what that's
for Angela, right? And again, we of course deal with, teach, promote polygyny. So you could still have had your high school broad and you could have still had your family.
Yeah.
but you totally divested in your family and invested everything in that girl, exactly. And then that sent your family through a spiral,
a downward spiral.
A downward spiral.
For sure.
So what happened is after a while, when Tasha finally gives up on Ghost,
she starts trying to turn Tariq into Ghost.
Tariq becomes the husband,
yeah,
and then that sends him on the trajectory that he's on, which is we in the spinoff now, and it's all bad.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So that's a prime example. Tariq and Tasha are a prime example in pop culture of the son husband for sure.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you who else. Honestly, when you think about it, the relationship between Tommy and his mama too.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just thinking about it.
Without any question,
with the few episodes that I did see, like he wasn't even able to keep his girl because she noticed the relationship between him and his mama, and that his mama, like they always say, my mama not going nowhere, right? Like, brother, like you hear this a lot.
Yeah,
the dude got to tell his chick, man, my mama ain't going nowhere. So you got to get used to it.
And that, I'm gonna tell you something. So Wack had an interview this week on No Jumper with Adam 22, right?
All right.
And it was funny because basically Adam was asking Wack about the relationship that Blueface got with Krishan, and how Blueface essentially chose his relationship with Krishan over his mother. Right. And Wack like, man, hey, when your mom don't like your girl, you know, you just spend less time around your mom. Right. Right? That's what Wack said.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Adam's like, I could not imagine if my mom didn't like a girl, I couldn't imagine me dealing with her. But there's a pathology there.
Yeah.
So basically what Wack is saying, Wack is thinking like a man in that instance, like, okay, my mom don't like my girl, I'm just spending less time around my mom.
Yeah, they don't take away from how I feel about my mom.
About my mom, it's just, I'm not, the scripture tell us, right, a man shall leave father and mother and cleave to his wife, and they become one flesh. So when you get your woman, she is prioritized over your mother.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
The average nigga is not thinking like that. He's thinking like, no, man, this my mama.
Exactly.
Even like the Chicago dudes. They call their mom they OG.
They OG.
That type of credit, like your mom is your original big homie. What you're telling me is this is the person who's got, no wonder they acting haywire and so emotional and murderous like that.
It's really like that.
She really they big homie.
Because they really learned all of their mannerisms and they thought processes from watching a woman their whole life. They watched their mamas, they watched their sisters. They dwelt around none but women. Very few actual men that played leadership positions in their life.
Exactly.
And so now they find more, what you would say, more direction and more intuitive thoughts from the female side of their brain. Unfortunately, the feminine side of their brain. Like we can't act like that we don't have both sides.
Exactly.
Right? We have both spirits.
We have estrogen. We have testosterone.
So
everybody have it.
Everybody has it, right? So people call it, the feminine and masculine, but ultimately just hyper. You have too much estrogen, right?
Yeah, and it just come out of balance. Men are supposed to have it balanced this way. Women are supposed to have it balanced this way. Then they get out of balance,
out of whack, and it shows through your manners. Exactly. So so a lot of stuff going on within our communities is leading from. Ultimately, it's leading from women being our rulers.
Exactly.
Women being our leaders, and children only having a feminine perspective to live or have as a guideline to their life.
Exactly. That's when it be certain dudes, they give me what I call like auntie vibes. Like they whole manner in the way they talk. I'm like, then you remind me of somebody auntie, bro. But this would be a grown man. Yeah. So you can tell what rubbed off on him. You see what I'm saying? Right. He got everything from the woman.
Right.
And that's crazy. So we got this son husband thing. Is more on that?
Yeah, it is. So what's going on afterwards is, you remember the clip of Tia Mowry or Tamara Mowry, whichever one of the twins, her son was in the kitchen, right? And she come in and shows him the bathing suit that she just bought. What do you think about this bathing suit?
Nah, I never saw that.
Yeah. Oh, check this out. So she in this. Her son's in the kitchen washing dishes. Right? We know she's divorced. Right? But she has custody of her son. So what ends up happening?
This is recent, kind of.
Yeah.
Because she recently
exactly.
Or is this the other one that got divorced?
So,
I don't know which one, because I know one just had a public breakup or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But cool. Either way, one of the twins.
One of them.
One of the twins, right? Custody of her son. Son in the kitchen. She comes, interrupts him from taking care of what he's taking care of to ask him ask him on his opinion of her outfit.
Okay.
Right? And he like, bro, what's up with you? Like,
what you on?
Yeah. And so he using this as one of those examples of how, like, this something you ain't even supposed to do to this kid.
Yeah. Why are you asking him the opinion of, especially a bathing suit?
Watch this. Watch this. You see that? And so he really responded like a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like if you only care about me understanding how you look in the bathing suit, why is you wearing the high heel shoes and stuff like that? You right? So he like, this is crazy.
And like he said, which was the word I like that he used, inappropriate. Some of that stuff, it starts to become inappropriate, man. Yeah. It's some real sick stuff, and what it really does is it actually stifles the ability of that boy to become a man for real. To become a man, because he's playing a boyfriend's son.
And to really wean off of his mama for real.
He on the titty forever.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's when that mama start getting involved, and now he can't have healthy relationships with a woman, and he can't build a family properly because here she is, and that she become meddlesome.
Yeah.
You know, things of that nature, bro.
And her opinion matters too much.
Her opinion, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the type of stuff. I was just thinking about this earlier because, like my grandma, even when I was young, she used to say, like, she's like, I don't meddle in my son, because she only had sons. I don't meddle in my son's relationships at all.
Right.
If my son want to call me and vent, tell me some business, that is what it is. But I don't, whatever's going on, I stay out of it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's really the proper way to be. That's a adult. Let them do what the hell they got going on. But then you got the meddlesome mother. But the meddlesome mother, she has coped. She turned this nigga into her boyfriend anyway.
Yeah.
So because she turned the nigga into her boyfriend anyway, she's gonna be meddlesome. She's gonna have a problem. She's gonna have a million things to say about this girl. You know what I'm saying? And not just because, you know, you could have your mother can see certain things about a girl and really be putting you on game or whatever. You know that. Nothing wrong with that, but there's a fine line between that and what we talking about right here, which is she thinks she your girl.
Yeah, and as I'm looking back on like the relationships I done had, my mom had always been in a relationship from after my father. She had a little spurt of time when she was single, but then she ended up getting married. Right, boom. So now she's currently still married over 10 plus years.
Exactly.
Over 17 years actually.
Beautiful.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So like cool. You see what I'm saying?
She ain't got time to be for you to make you the man.
Yeah, exactly. But it's because of her having to deal with her own marriage and having to focus on catering to her husband and making sure there's satisfactory behavior going on in that household. I'm thinking about, even when I was going through whatever I was going through in my house, I called her, tell her what's going on, and she was like, well, you know, like,
she ain't had too much for you.
I'm like, thank you, though. I'm cool with that.
Exactly.
Because it make me, okay, for one, I wasn't calling you to just, like, have you impede on the situation.
Exactly.
I'm calling you to let you know, okay, this is what I'm going through. This is probably what I'm finna have to do. Boom, boom, boom. Just want you to be aware in case I need this to happen. You see what I'm saying? Boom. Outside of that, I know for a fact that's not where, like, my direction gonna come from.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because she's not trying to direct me in the situation. Like, look, you a man. You a pretty thoughtful young man.
You figure it out, man. You got it, man. You got it. You got what it takes, son.
Versus another person who has a mother that's, wait, you said what? My baby do what? Let me, and then they trying to like superimpose their thoughts on how you should be behaving and how you should handle the situation. You see what I'm saying? And that's why you have stuff like Jason Tatum. Even if he did say, you know what, man, Mom, I don't want this to be the arrangement no more. How much backlash is he going to have to deal with? How often does he think, damn, do I really want this to be how I live my life, how I want to have to direct my finances through her, et cetera, et cetera. And then he has to think about all the, okay, maybe this is going to cause too much backlash in my life. Now I might lose this relationship with my mama because now she thinks I probably don't trust her or woo. And I'm just trying to like X her out. I don't want her to know how much money I'm making and woo. All this type of stuff that he got to think about because he had been like, because that's the same stuff husbands think about. You see what I'm saying? With their wife, like, damn, if I make this decision, how's my wife going to feel about it?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
So how's she going to react?
How she going to react? So he's trying to be considerate of how his wife will react on the cool. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's not a good thing, bro. It's not a good thing.
It's not. It's not. Like, even going back to my grandma. See, my grandma used to deal with all my pops' bills, paperwork, everything.
Right.
He just don't.
Yeah, who got time for it?
He don't like dealing with it. Yeah. So all the paperwork she dealt with. Now, when he got with my stepmom, she stepped in and she took it over. Now, she, no protest.
Right.
She knew something funny was getting ready to happen, though. But she's so not meddlesome that she just let it, oh, you want her to take care of everything? I'll pass everything over to her.
Right.
That's cool.
Right.
But she knew, like I said, because I always been close with my grandma. So when I come around, she like, I let him have, she said, I know it's a bad idea, though. I know it's a bad idea. But I don't meddle.
Yeah.
So if this is what you want,
but it ain't my business.
Here you go.
Right.
You want her to take care of all the paperwork?
Right.
Here you go. She ended up robbing the man blind. You know what I'm saying? But grandma don't meddle.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Right.
So, but that's just show how she stood on that principle.
Right.
You don't meddle. You see what I'm saying? Mom is too involved.
Right.
That's a problem when mom gets too involved.
Yeah.
Period. You know? Because now a man can't be a man.
Right.
Because now you still, like, you, Jason Tatum, man, you are, I mean, right now you're in the Eastern Conference Finals as we speak right now. The Heat is getting ready to knock y'all off, I'm pretty sure, right? But y'all are in the Eastern Conference Finals nonetheless. Here you are. You got here. She didn't get here. She didn't get that, earn that contract. But now she's making the decisions on the big moves that you're making with your money. Are you not a fully functional adult human being? Like, let's look, because you got to go to school now, right, to be in the league. So let's just take a look at something. Jason Tatum, right? He went to Duke, right?
Yeah.
The man went to Duke.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have an education, right? You are a very accomplished athlete, which also takes intelligence, right? You know, as much as people try to act like, you know, it doesn't take intelligence to play sports, especially at a professional level. You have to have a lot of intelligence to even be able to do that. But you mean to tell me that mommy is in control?
Has to be.
She has to be in control of major transactions?
Right.
That's one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
And it's one thing, like, you got, like, how Lamar Jackson, how he played it smart, let his mom be his agent. So she brokers deals that are in his best interest. I can respect that.
Okay.
That's not. I can understand that. Right. Even if
and Lamar Jackson just got what, the biggest contract?
Biggest contract for a quarterback.
I can't say a goddamn thing.
I get that.
Yeah.
But she's not in control of his money.
Exactly.
She just helped him get the money. Whatever he does with it, whether he's a son, husband, or whatever with the money, whatever, she doesn't control that.
Exactly.
She actually controls this man's money. Now, one other person we was glorifying, I just thought about
who, the soccer nigga?
The soccer nigga, Hakimi. Hakimi, like,
I
want to say 80% of his wealth was in his mom's name. It was strategic.
But it's still that's not good.
But it's still son,
like you said,
husband,
and we made, like you said, we made jokes about it because it's like, okay, well, she can't get no money.
Yeah.
But for real though, this ain't good.
It's really not good. Like, it was strategic as hell. All right, cool. For the sake of, like, we know how the state can get involved in your relationship and cause a woman who doesn't deserve any of your estate,
your money. Yeah, exactly. Just to take it, to walk away with half your shit.
Ultimately, take away houses, cars, all types.
Like
of
we
assets.
seen Tiger go down.
Yeah, Tiger went down because he wasn't a son husband.
Yeah, exactly, right? exactly.
But now Hakimi, he took his dub home right? But we still have to go back to reality after we think about it. Like,
true analysis.
Damn, yeah. Well, now we're being objective about it, right? This guy, you're really in a situation that you ought not be in.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have done that same thing instead of it being in your mother's name, putting it in a trust name.
Why not?
Like, and it still would have done the same thing for you. She wouldn't have had access to any of that because you don't own it. The trust owns it.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So we're not gonna act like there wasn't a way around using your mama.
You're using your mama, exactly. You just really a mama's boy, and you just happen to luck up.
It just worked in your favor this time. You see what I'm saying? But ultimately, that same dynamic of son husband still exists right there.
Exactly.
And he ain't number 24, making damn near $215,000 a week.
That's crazy.
24 years old and 6th highest player in the soccer league.
In the league,
yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
okay, cool. You still is a young man.
A young man,
and you need those type of provisions, stuff like that. But where's your father at? Why couldn't it be in your father's name?
Where's the financial advisor? And I know, like Nashar, because he talked about like when you get in that league, they sit you down with certain people. They like actual people who actually know about financial management. The average one of our mothers, man,
don't qualify.
It's not a qualified financial manager, especially at that level, by any stretch of the imagination. I don't venture to think Jason Tatum's mother. Let's see if they have anything about here on the Wikipedia. I want to go to high school career. He's from Creve Coeur, Missouri. Okay, he did go to a prep school, a Catholic preparatory high school, it seems. Okay, let me see some personal life. Tatum is the son of Justin Tatum and Brandy Cole. So he has a father, right? I see that his mother does not bear the same last name, so I'm going to presume that means that they were unmarried. Maybe they didn't grow up. He didn't grow up with in a two-parent household. Yeah, he did. Right? Okay. Play that. But see, this shows you something. It shows you he became the son husband.
Yeah.
He became the son husband. Go ahead, you got a point?
Yeah, it just say they fell out because he only time him and his pop spent time together was to go to games, practices, and to get haircuts. Those are the only quality times that they spent together.
Okay.
And they say it put a strain on their relationship. You see what I'm saying? So he didn't feel, I guess, comfortable enough to turn to his father because they didn't really have a relationship. You see what I'm saying?
But your father took you to practice.
Yeah.
Went to your games.
Yeah.
So if anybody should be entitled to controlling money obtained from playing basketball, why it's not Pops?
Why it's not Pops?
See, the black man, the black father, man, is the least respected thing in this country. For real, when you really think about it, because everybody feels like it's okay just to downplay. Yeah. Oh, he just was there for games and practice. Some of us wish dad was at games. Yeah, all my games on the weekend, my pop's out of town every weekend. I wish dad was at the goddamn game. So you look at you taking that for granted. Oh, it's a strain on race. You're taking that for granted, bro.
Exactly.
At least he was at the games and at the practices.
And active enough to be getting on your tail when you
That's what you ain't like him getting on your ass.
Yeah,
probably
that's what
too.
it was. That's what it was.
Because you was soft over there being the son husband.
Exactly. Being catered to by your mama.
Oh, it's okay. Your mediocrity is okay.
Right.
Nah, that's not okay.
Right. You just so happen to, like, even though she was okay with it, your genes wouldn't let you be mediocre.
Yeah, no, your genes kick in after a while.
Yeah. You know what I mean? After about 4th, 5th grade.
You know what I'm saying? They
you just see, like,
there's nothing you can do. You got it.
Yeah, this nigga go be something. You see what I'm saying?
He gonna be something. He just built like that.
But without your pops getting on your ass, you can't become the man you are.
Exactly.
You can't have as much grit as you do. You see what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So, downplaying their relationship and the things he did for you ain't really the right way to take that.
Yeah. Not at all.
That's
so
crazy.
now mom get
all the praise.
And did mom remarry?
I don't recall. She don't got no reason to. She don't got no reason to.
She got a man.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? But when you look at all the pictures, all you see for the most part is him and his mama.
See that?
You see what I'm saying?
And that's like, even there was memes that was going viral a few years ago.
You don't see nothing but him and his mama. It's crazy.
When girls were getting their little sons dressed up, fly, and then the meme was going crazy. Like, these girls dress these kids up like the men that left them.
They left him on
You see what I'm
everything.
saying?
Yeah, I seen
because he let now she just gonna make this nigga into him.
Bro, when you look at these pictures, I'm gonna be honest, this is crazy, bro.
Like of Tatum and his mom.
Yeah, like they really look like they in a relationship. I wouldn't even lie to you. They look like they in a relationship, bro. That's spooky, bro.
Yeah, this is crazy.
You see that? That's spooky, bro. I'll be honest. Yeah, he's playing that role, man. Like you say, even though it's innocent, it's inappropriate.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then like
that's a crazy photo, bro.
Also, he was with Ella May. He was dating Ella May or something like that.
Yeah.
See, and then what happened with that? You know, not that, of course, you know, every relationship's going to pan out, but
right.
I just...
Yeah, this is this is interesting.
Yeah, it just seemed like, you know, she going to get in the way of him having a successful, healthy, functional relationship.
And then think about that, right? Every transaction that you want to make for your wife, you got to go through your mama. So when he was dealing with LMA, that I'm pretty sure this structure was already set in place, right? LMA came into the situation with this structure, right? This financial structure already set.
Exactly.
Right? This is how things go. So when LMA want that bag, when LMA want this trip,
yeah, the Birkin ain't happening.
Yeah,
the vacation ain't happening.
Mom do say, okay, it's okay.
Mom said, I can't get the Birkin.
And I'm not. Look, if I'm not dealing with that. Ain't no
Come
woman
on,
dealing with
we
that,
dating
bro.
at this level.
Yeah,
Everybody gets a Birkin at this level.
That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy, bro.
Mom gotta approve the Birkin.
Approve the Birkin, the shoes.
You feel me? The
Dior.
the exotic vacation.
Yeah.
Hell nah. That can't work.
The car.
But
everything.
just think about
That's
if you
crazy.
as a grown man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How do you wake up and knowing like,
yeah,
did you earn this money?
Yeah, your mama ain't do nothing.
And you gotta call mom.
Yeah, that's madness.
To get approval.
It's madness.
On like, bro.
It's madness, bro. It's madness.
That's not manhood, bro.
And even the ones that don't got no money, and your mother still is in virtually complete control of your affairs, like. How do you ever, like you say, how do you ever become a true man with that much supervision over your life from your mama? It just can't happen, bro.
Bro, I don't see it.
It can't happen. I don't see, outside of what Rebecca did for Jacob. Outside
getting
of
that birthright.
For getting that birthright. Okay, cool. Appreciate your mama. But outside of that, you see the relationship with father as being the most important.
Always.
Every story in the Bible, you see Solomon dealing with David.
Yeah.
It wasn't mama.
Yeah.
I don't see Bathsheba being that big of a role player in his life.
She just made
sure him becoming the wisest king.
She just made sure to remind David now. You did say my son was going to be the king.
Right.
And that was about where it ended.
Same thing
the dialogue
with Rebecca.
ended.
Hey, don't forget this
Rebecca
promise.
Did that. Don't forget this promise. And then what did Jacob do after that? He left. You won't even hear about his mom again.
Exactly.
Until it's time to go bury his daddy.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
yeah,
like that whole thing.
Deep. I ain't gonna lie, that's deep.
When you think about it, you don't see about mom again. He go get his 4 women.
Yeah,
and become a man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Now he out the way. Okay, cool. I took care of mom. But well, mom took care of me, rather.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Mom took care of me,
and I'm gone.
Now I got a responsibility for me as a man and for my household that I'm trying to build.
Exactly. When it got in 4 wives.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Plenty of cattle and goods, and left did his thing, and then he beat back up with mom.
That's right.
When Pops passed. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
Exactly.
That's how we see that thing going.
That's crazy.
This mama's boy, son, husband spirit is rampant.
Yeah.
And it's contrary to manhood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're destitute of responsible, emotionally well-rounded,
right,
temperate, grown men, right? And that's what we need. That's what we have such a lack of. Like, even we was at camp yesterday, bro, and it was funny because and the video getting ready to come out. So it's a group of older. I wouldn't call them. They're technical elders, but I wouldn't call them. They're not elderly.
They're not really elderly.
They look like people in their 40s, maybe early 50s, right?
Okay.
Group of our people. So this woman walk up. Again, she's minimally somebody auntie, if not somebody's grandmother potentially, but minimally somebody auntie.
Grandmother for a few years.
For a few years.
Yeah.
Goals on the bottom.
Whoa.
Right. Fake teeth up top. And, she walk up and she talking about she a first lady. She looking for a pastor. That's what she said. So, and then somebody in the crowd goes say she's a walking Bible. They said that. So, Soldier Nagap is teaching. And he like, oh, okay, well, name me 5 Bible verses. Right?
Walking Bible, it should be hard.
First thing she say, for God so loved the world. Okay, when I said, all right, I'm in the back. I'm like, all right, 4 more.
Yeah.
In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Okay, 3 more.
Yeah.
Then she just go, Psalm 23. I said, okay, 2 more.
Yeah.
I knew she was going to run out of gas.
Yeah.
She ain't had nothing.
Yeah.
John 3:16, Genesis 1:1, Psalm 23. She had nothing after that, but she's supposed to be a walking Bible.
First lady.
So a first lady, allegedly.
Right.
So here she comes saying that, and now she done ran out of gas.
Yeah.
So now here they come trying to bail her out.
Yeah.
But there's one brother there with his wife.
Yeah.
His wife is standing by quiet. And he go, man, she ain't ready for y'all.
Yeah.
That's what he said, and he just played it back.
Yeah.
So it's such an interesting dynamic because it's a couple couples,
Yeah.
and then it's a couple single women.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So he got his house in order.
Yeah.
He said what he said. He playing the back. He already know. He must already be familiar with the Israelites, right?
Yeah.
So
Or you just
she
call
now-
a spade a spade.
yeah. So she's getting cut.
Yeah.
Then here the two more come on some bulldog shit trying to, okay, we're finna say today for her now.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are being too aggressive. And you that's not God is love. And
Right.
you should be smiling.
Right.
And you seem aggressive in debating. So I'm like, because I done took the mic by now. So now here's they doing that. And then all of a sudden, this other dude come.
Yeah.
Right? And he come with a whole bunch of stupidity and confusion. No, this is what happens. I'm explaining about the shrimp, pork, crab, lobster dietary law.
Cool.
He like, nah, man. Nah, John had a vision. John was sitting on a fence and he had a vision. Just screwing up Acts 11 totally. No true recollection. I said, first, not John, it's Peter.
It's Peter.
Right? And I said, at the end of that, what it say ain't got nothing to do with consuming food.
Actual food.
It had to do with people.
Exactly.
Right? All you got to do is read it.
Yeah.
He's fighting that. Nah, it don't say that. So then it ended up going left. So what ended up happening is his wife come, and now she's standing in front of us, and she's trying to talk to us.
Yeah.
So he tried to say what he said. He keep getting embarrassed. So now he's trying to save face. So he tell his wife, come on. She don't come. Now he's grabbing her. Woman, I told you, let's go.
You got to. You got to.
He do it about 3 different times.
Yeah.
Because she keep not going nowhere.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I told him, this is how I got him. I cut him deep.
Yeah.
I said, I gotta pray for that woman, man.
Ooh.
I gotta pray for her that you the man that she stuck with.
Oh.
Because I could just tell
Oh.
that dude is dysfunctional.
Hey, that leads into the husband's son.
The husband's son.
The husband's son.
The husband's son.
Because you got the son husband.
Then you got the husband's
right. Then
son.
you got the husband's son, which is a man that she done chose, right? And ultimately ends up treating him like one of the kids.
Yup.
Right? She's the leader, right? She makes all the decisions, and he just goes along with it, or fights tooth and nail to try to take over the power dynamic, but ends up getting sunned every time because she either has more financial stability than him, right? Or she's smarter than him, or a combination of the two.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so now he finds himself getting sunned by the chick, and she really just using him for, sex and, that dynamic of being able to have somebody to talk shit to or vent to, or, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Woo. Like, he's not really a husband for real. He's really a son playing a husband playing a role of a son. You see what I'm saying?
And it was so crazy because
That's
it's
crazy.
like
That's crazy.
you can see, okay, that was the out of order couple.
Yeah.
All the single women were out of order, and then
Yeah.
there were a couple. Also, this is the other dynamic, which we realized this a long time ago. Also, in most instances, not that there's not this is absolute,
Right.
but the ones who were single but were attractive,
Yeah.
they also were quiet and not the aggressors in the situation. So here they were. They, like the one that was this one tall was beautiful sister, older though, but you could tell she just was just kind of looking and just observing and wasn't saying a goddamn thing the whole time. Yeah. Then the ones who was in couples also were quiet, except the one couple, and then everybody else who was running their mouth was single. Yeah. And definitely not cute. You see what I'm saying?
Below average.
Below average. Yeah. Which reminds me of that time when we was in Deep Ellum, and we asked the two different group of girls, will you clean up after your man? Yeah. And the ugly ones was like, hell nah. And all the cute ones are like,
that ain't no big deal. Right.
So it's funny how that experiment played out again in a certain form before it's just yesterday.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Nah, it's crazy when you get around enough women, when you experience enough women, and you display a certain level of manliness, right? A certain level of godliness, because manhood and godliness are directly correlated, right? What people fail to realize, right? Becoming a man and actually operating as a man is very obvious when you read the Bible and it describes what godliness is.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's what they say, ye are gods. Well, if you behave like a god, right, you will obviously be behaving like I would just say a superior man.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Boom. And when you operate like that around enough women, you get to see which women can't really like be okay with being around a real man. Like they can't be okay with it because they not used to it and they scared of that dynamic because they would rather be the man. And then you see the ones that automatically just like conform into wanting to be a woman around these. Okay, now let me just be a woman right now.
They just snap.
They just automatically. I'm gonna just be a woman.
Into it.
Let me just be a real woman, and that's the benefit of godliness, because it automatically forces women, especially if you're a man, a godly man, right, a honorable, upright, God-fearing man, right. If you actually operate like that on a day-to-day basis, and you get to experience women in their raw, natural state. Right, you get to see whether this woman that was raised by women or think like women that have never been around real men versus the ones that were around real men, catered to men, respected men, right? And now they just like, you know what? I know how to be a woman, right? When a man is around, I know how to be a woman. When men not around, if I have to take on those type of traits, I'll do that for the sake of survival.
Exactly. Because I got to.
Because I got to.
Yeah.
But outside of survival, they don't really want to be like that.
Exactly.
So when they around brothers like us and they get to just see, okay, cool. Now I see it. Let me see what they got to say. I'm going to just be a woman in this situation and not say a damn thing because it's not my place right now.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So, all praise.
Yeah, I done had women definitely just make that statement like, I feel like a woman around you. I
could be a woman around you.
Which lets you know what? That they can't always be a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
But people hear that and they don't really understand what that means though. You see what I'm saying? That means that you sincerely carry off a genuine, like it's not just something that like a woman can tell when you just woofing. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
She can tell. So even if like she, you know what I'm saying, dealing with you, you will still be able to see the discomfort through the certain mannerisms and stuff like that. Like she's not going to just completely let go because she can't do that because she's not completely comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But when she is and she's vulnerable enough to say that, right? You know that, okay, cool. That should give you a real boost as a man. You see what I'm saying? To be able to hear that so often, because I ain't gonna lie, I hear that a lot too. You see what I'm saying? Women just be like, damn, I could just really just chill.
Just show you how destitute the world is of
real men.
Of real men. Yeah. It's destitute. So
real intuitive men.
It just exuding masculinity. It's not, and there's certain things that's, certain things that you can do that's just so masculine, and it be cold when you be seeing dudes that's not functioning like that. Like what is wrong with you?
Right.
Like even okay, boom. Even this whole concept of quote unquote being petty, right? Can we talk about that?
We talk about petty. Yeah.
Petty, because petty, what does that mean? Go back to the French petit. It means small.
Small.
You're being small.
Yeah.
You're really being like a kid at that point.
Yeah.
When you're being petty, being basically being like a child.
Being childish.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, petty
because
and childish is synonymous.
Even in Creole, we say petit, that means like my child. It means literally, it means mini me.
Yeah.
This is my mini me. You're a kid. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that whole thing, and what's crazy is that being that way for some reason has become glorified in our communities. Like there's something good about that.
Yeah.
But the facts are, like, because when people do it, people cheer them on for being that way.
Yeah.
But this is a horrible way to be.
Yeah.
And really, a part of manhood is being the bigger person.
Yeah.
Being the bigger man.
Exactly.
That's that whole bigger. Well, you little, you petty, you petite.
Yeah.
I'm big.
Yeah.
I'm not even, certain things like,
is
what they call.
Well, they say I'm bigger than that.
I'm bigger than that.
Yeah.
This stuff is water off a duck back
Yeah.
to me versus somebody else who gonna take it.
Right.
Even like we was going into what's that passing over a transgression is the glory of a man.
The glory of a man.
Stuff like that. People
Being
gonna be
bigger
petty.
than that. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like, man, I'm bigger than that. You
Real
know,
talk.
we got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
And understanding that's a part of manhood. Just understanding what the big picture is at all time and not losing sight of the big picture.
Right.
They don't be doing that.
Right.
There's a lot of guys out here that's not operating like that whatsoever. They the big picture.
Right.
They ain't thinking about no big picture.
Nah, and ultimately it's because they never were a part of a situation where a big picture was involved. Right. They never had a big picture to look forward to.
Exactly.
So they never created a big picture for themselves.
For themselves, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when they get into relationships, they create whole families and still operating like an individual that never had a big picture. You see what I'm saying? And so,
bro, and this is so cold. So we got a brother of mine.
Hey, let go of that team petty stuff, man. Right?
Yeah.
That pound team petty. Right, there was a thing when we was young.
Yeah,
I remember the team petty.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
That was the whole thing, right?
The whole movement.
It's time you grown men let go of the team petty.
That's over with.
The team petty is over. Man.
That's over with.
Yeah, team petty's over.
It's a brother I know here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
In the truth, DJ brother, man, I've been messing with for a few years. So he I'm gonna go to his post, man, cause he said something and I'm not going to. What I'm gonna say is I'm not gonna condemn his methodology here, right? Damn, he deleted it.
Okay.
He deleted it.
He must knew better.
He deleted all his posts.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna condemn the methodology.
He deleted all of them.
I wouldn't have went this route personally.
Yeah.
But
I'm
not gonna condemn him.
Yeah.
So basically, he did a post. I saw it earlier. It was like a reel. It had pictures of his girl and his child, but mostly his girl.
Yeah.
And then when you click on the caption, he's like, I just want to say this to everybody. I prayed to the Most High, and I realized that I done messed up, right?
Yeah.
And basically what he was confessing was, going back to what you're saying, he had been functioning like an individual.
Yeah.
And neglecting his family.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And a lot of guys, like, it be so cold to me how dudes don't understand like how to operate. Like, you as a man are afforded, certain privileges, rights as a man that you should not be deprived of.
Right, right.
But all of that is predicated upon your performance as a man.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you take care of your business and take care of your family and, doing what you got to be, you can go, boys will be boys after that, so to speak, right?
Right.
It's a lot of guys that just want to go be boys and don't want to do the other part.
Yeah. Lay the groundwork first.
And he was basically saying, he was doing part of the manhood. He was, he was providing and protecting.
Yeah.
But he wasn't directing. He wasn't, giving the time there at all.
Yeah, that take a level of maturity.
maturity for sure.
That's mature. That's mature as hell.
To even come before the world
and
acknowledge
say that
such a
before
thing.
the world is crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Because like I said, I wouldn't have did it, but I understand.
But sometimes it takes that level of transparency, right? Because him doing that, right, gives other men less of an excuse to be able to do that.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So, all right, cool. I can acknowledge, dang, just doing this ain't enough, right? This is a 3. What you say? This is I only was doing 2/3, right, of the job description.
Exactly.
Right, it's time for me to do the full job description, right? And as a man, like you say, you gotta do all 3. You gotta provide, protect, as well as provide provision.
Yeah.
Right? You got to provide direction and distinct direction related to you and your household, not a generic level, generic form of direction that you get from other men that you just, okay, yeah, I'm going to regurgitate they program into your household. That's not what it's about.
Yeah.
You got to figure out what works for the dynamic of your house, how you want your house to actually lead, and make that the scheme or the schematics of your household.
Exactly.
Right? This don't work like that. But you have to have all 3 of those, right, for this whole thing to work properly or function properly and orderly. You see what I'm saying? So for him to say that, right, other men that are only doing 2 or 1 of those things and not performing all 3 of those duties, right, now you have less of an excuse. Like I say, before I came, you know what I'm saying, you ain't had no cloak. Right? Now that I done said it, you don't got no cloak.
You ain't got no cloak.
Yeah, so somebody be having to say it. You see what I'm saying? So all praises that the most I put on in my spirit to, you know, mark other brothers. Really, ultimately.
Because what he did, I said, damn, you know,
yeah,
that takes like you said, a level of maturity, a level of humility to be able to be transparent with the whole world. You know, he's you know, a kind of well-known dude, especially in Atlanta. Yeah. So to put himself on Front Street like that, like, you know, this is where I messed up at.
Right.
You know, and I done messed I done neglected, I done took my family for granted.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So that's a realization that a lot of guys need to start having.
Yeah.
You know, in the situation and being responsible. Something I heard the other day was, like, you had watching this live stream and you got a few guys on there talking about, you know, them not having, they pops not being around, things like that. And then one guy says, and a couple, I think at least one of the other dudes agreed, but basically once he grew up and he had a baby mom and all this, he said something to the effect of, I kind of feel Pops. I kind of feel why he just left, abandoned ship, and went and started over somewhere else. Yeah. And that's kind of crazy, right? Yeah. Even understanding why to stop dealing with a woman.
That's crazy.
Okay, right? But just a complete abandoning of ship is nuts.
Yeah, that's a curse. That's a curse mentality.
That's a very cursed mentality.
There gotta be a curse mentality.
And it is just so contrary to manhood. To manhood.
Yeah.
You don't get to abandon ship
you don't.
On something that you did. Because a man is one of the number one things a man is responsible.
Right. Yeah. And look, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. It's a quote that I live by, man. You ain't a man if you ain't reliable.
It's funny you would say that.
Yeah.
Because the word that was in my mind earlier, which I want to talk about, would be masculine. Part of masculinity is dependability. Or reliability. It's the same word, right?
Exact same word.
Does this woman know? Yeah. Does these kids know? Do your friends know? Yeah. Do your parents know? Yeah. You can be relied upon.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Now the cold part is it's a part of womanhood too to be reliable. But it's just in a different way. Yeah. Women got to be reliable in a different way than we are. Right. But we definitely got to be reliable because you know that situation I was telling you I'm dealing with now. I already know. You know, my sister-in-law is going to be looking at me, but at the end of the day, damn near everything in her life and other people's lives that are not my woman, they're looking to me because I'm the most reliable man that they know.
And they have ever known.
Yeah,
flat out.
No, literally.
Flat out.
Literally, the last time my sister-in-law was at the crib, she said that. Like, this is like just this is the most man I have ever seen in my life is you. You know what I'm saying? That's all praise. And that's really through the spirit of the Most High because we've been imparted this. And we just really, like you said, we just really living by the scriptures. And the scriptures just, Hey man, it just force us to just
force it, bro.
Be men.
Yeah.
Period.
It force it for real.
Period.
People don't realize that though. People and if you still being challenged in the truth, it's because you're not really living the scriptures.
Exactly.
You're not. If you're petty in the truth, you're not living the scriptures.
And what you're doing is you trying to find the scripture and force it to justify your bullshit. And
right.
Niggas will do that. Like I did a live the other day talking about the switch up is not real.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you switch up on people, I heard, you ain't real for real. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. Because if you really a solid dude, just because you came into the truth and this Israelite thing and you changed your life, that don't mean you're not friends with people no more. Yeah, it can never mean that. Yeah. So a dude came on and he tried to justify why he switched up on people, and I said, maybe you the problem. I had to just tell him straight, like maybe, it was snakes around me. Well, maybe you was a snake. Yeah. And here the coldest part is, silly, you just let me know how triggered you are by this and how, the hit dog holler type deal. Yeah. Because if somebody was a snake to you, you not switching up on them. They switched up on you the moment they snaked you. Exactly. I'm not talking about being friends with snakes. Yeah. I'm talking about being friends with solid individuals that you've always been around. Just because you changed your lifestyle don't mean that you not their friend no more. Right. That's literally all I was saying. Right. He's now going on a rant, and he's trying to use scriptures. Every scripture he had, I had something for them because this you going there is not what I'm talking about, or you really just trying to force fit this to justify yourself. You had to switch up on people because your ass wasn't right. Right. 9 times out of 10, or you just a fake nigga for real.
Yeah. Ultimately, how do you find yourself being a good role model or a good example of people in the truth to those people who you supposed to be trying to bring into this thing of ours, right? Into, okay, damn, this isn't a cult, right? This isn't a religion, right? Where you can't be cool with people in the world. Exactly. It never said that in the Bible. It doesn't. Exactly. It just does. It actually says the complete opposite. It says, how can you be faithful in something greater
and not be the friend?
You can't be a faithful friend to the mammon of unrighteousness.
And then how your light gonna shine
without darkness. Yeah, exactly. So like that, that's lame. That's what this called. It's called being lame.
Yeah,
you see what I'm
straight
saying?
up.
Yeah, that's lame. And like when I go back home, even if I don't interact with my people because I'm too busy doing stuff for the truth, it's completely different than me just saying, "Oh no, fuck them."
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? I'll make phone calls, but if look, I'm letting y'all know, look, I'm busy as a mud. So if I can't link up, it's because of this. Exactly. Not because I don't fuck with y'all. I want y'all to know I'm in the city. I at least let y'all know I'm in the city. If y'all can pop up where I'm at, that's different. But if y'all can't, I'm too busy doing the work of the Lord to kick it with y'all. Exactly. Completely different than just saying, I don't fuck with y'all. I'm cutting y'all out because y'all in the world. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? And that's usually what other people do. Oh, yeah, you know what? Fuck them. I got my brothers in the truth. Instead of trying to bring them along.
And they don't realize how much of black, like you said, because it make it look cultish. Because, you know, a woman I was dealing with, she like, somebody came to me and they like, oh, you don't want to mess with them Israelites because they cut everybody off. They don't want to talk to nobody. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm never telling you to cut nobody off. Yeah. She over here coming to me about she want to stop. She feel like she should stop dealing with certain of her friends, and I'm telling her no. Yeah. No, I don't think you should stop dealing with her. I think she's cool, even though she do this, and that, and it's a little disagreeable. At the end of the day, right? You know, that's just her. Yeah. I can see her for who she is. That's just her.
Yeah. If you didn't see that flaw as something that needed to be like reprimanded or you should cut her off because of that flaw while you was in the world, that flaw ain't no different when you come into the truth. It's no different.
It's no different.
Only difference is you can bring a Bible verse to prove to her that the flaw is wrong, a different perception to prove the flaw is wrong. Exactly. And now it's still up to her whether or not she takes heed to that advice or not. Exactly. But as a friend, as a human being that already been making mistakes, you got to accept the fallibility and the flawed nature of humans. If you can't fucking do that, you're like you said, like you talk about in 1 John, bro. If I say that I'm without sin, I make him a liar.
Yeah, exactly.
I make him a liar, bro. What good is it if you can't love your brothers? It make you a murderer. Exactly. You a hater and you a murderer. You know what I'm saying? So that's ultimately what you're doing. Turning your back on them is a form of hatred.
Yeah, and it's like when Yahweh said the whole need not a physician, like.
Right.
You think And again, like I said, like I'm not necessarily hanging out with people every day, you know, that I necessarily grew up with. But again, everybody know how to get in contact with me. My number don't change. They can hit me. I'm going to talk to them. It's all good.
Right.
What's the deal? If they come to Atlanta or I'm where they at, we can get up.
Right.
It's good.
Right.
It don't mean I got to do anything that. But again, when you shine a light, the people want to not do what they was doing anyway. Like, they not gonna feel comfortable doing it.
They ain't gonna want to do it around you.
Exactly.
Yeah, like when I was just in the city the past weekend, my little cousins who I grew up around taught them how to do this and that, and you know what I mean. When now they see me and it's a completely different conversation. Right? Even though they doing what they do around me, when they talking to me or when they are around me, it's still a completely different conversation in a different manner in the way that they doing it. You see what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I gotta have respect for godliness. You see what I'm saying? I gotta take godliness in consideration when I'm doing what I'm doing.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do this because I know it's godliness around. You see what I'm saying? If you just say, man, I'm just not gonna pull up on little cousin them because they still in the world and they doing this and this, right? When is godliness ever gonna be around them?
When are they ever gonna have, like you said, when they ever gonna have a positive role model?
Yeah, exactly.
Something to look to where they feel like they can be better.
Where they were comfortable enough to be wicked around you, and now they see, damn, I don't feel as comfortable being wicked. Like, that's the exact feeling that you want.
Fucking with them.
Exactly, bro. That's what you want. You want some type of irritation to that demon. Like, you got to start irritating that demon for them to realize, okay, damn, this demon, I got to get rid of it. Because now I feel like I'm lying to myself. Because now I'm cool with being like this when he's not around, but when he's around, I feel and I know deep inside that I shouldn't be doing this. You see what I'm saying? Because he was doing it too.
Exactly.
So now that he's around, he's not doing it. It's like, damn, I know the change is possible, right? I know that the evolution is possible. So let me just go ahead and evolve then, right? But that stems from you ain't even gotta press it. You just gotta throw a little bug here and there, like you say. You plant, let the Most High water somewhere. Somebody else gonna water it, right? They might just need you to plant it.
Exactly.
But if you just cut them off, who gonna plant the seed? And sometimes you gotta plant seeds multiple times.
Yeah.
Like people think you just plant one seed,
water it.
Yeah. You plant the seed. Sometimes that seed don't sprout. So sometimes you got to plant hella seeds in the same spot.
Just to get the tree to come up.
Just to get the tree to come up, Jacob, because you got a lot of duds in there.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of dud seeds.
Dud seeds, that's a good point.
It's a lot of dud seeds. So as a husband, right, what we know as a husband being
somebody who tills the ground,
right, as a husband in his truth, right, not being a little boy about it, you got to understand, okay, the concept is multiple seeds. You see what I'm saying? It ain't nothing wrong with tilling and multiple seeds. First, you need to till anyways before you plant the seeds, right? So that's a whole nother subject.
But
tilling before you plant.
Even that is heavy because that just goes into understanding, sex is marriage,
right?
Because everybody want to make marriage into this, but to be a husband, you tilling the ground.
Yeah.
Am I tilling your ground? Do I fuck you?
Ooh.
I'm your husband then. Ooh. But then here's the cold part. If we go back into the Hebrew, see, that's the spirit. But if we go back to the Hebrew, right? The Hebrew, it just is man. It's not even her. It's just literally man. You call me your man, right?
Yeah.
That's marriage.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah. We got done. That's a whole class now. That's a whole class now. You see
Am I tilling your ground?
Do I till your ground? Yes or no?
Crazy. God damn.
That's the Most High. All praise the Most High. He came with it right there.
Tight, bro.
I till your ground. Right or wrong?
That's tight.
Right or wrong?
Nah, that's tight. That's
so
tight.
we don't need no paper. We don't need the white man to tell us a goddamn thing. If I'm tilling ground, I'm your husband.
Yeah, that's right.
Literally, I'm your husband. I till your ground.
No, that's deep.
Feel me?
Right. So, despite physical husbandry, right, now we talk about the spiritual husbandry, right? And the reality is, as a husband, you have to have understanding of what it takes to make plants come up.
Yeah.
Because without the plants, right, we don't survive.
Exactly.
We don't survive as a people if we don't get more seeds to start sprouting.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because where is the nutrition going to come from?
Exactly.
There's
goddamn photosynthesis, all of it.
Right.
It's coming from these plants.
Coming from these plants. No doubt about it. Without plants, none of us exist. You see what I'm saying? So we got to look at that spiritually and say we need these plants to start growing. We need to do everything we can to get plants to start growing to bring nutrients to this malnourished community.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that means multiple seeds, bro. You see what I'm saying? So but you can't do that if you cutting them off. Yeah. Ultimately, that's what we talking about. You can't do that if you just start neglecting the pasture. right? You start neglecting the land. You start neglecting the agriculture, like it talked about in Proverbs 24, right? About, you know what I mean, the vineyard of the sloth.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? It's all you see now is thorns and weeds all over.
Ain't nobody tilled that ground.
Ain't nobody tilling it because they neglect. They turn their back. All you coming to the truth. Now you go and just find a new patch of land. Exactly. Right now you just go. I'm gonna just go do a new patch of land and neglect the patch of land you grew up in. You see what I'm saying?
And that's off.
Yeah, exactly.
That whole thing.
Yeah, that's not really being a husband.
And a lot of guys, they don't realize that part of the reason why things get severed is because you come in the truth, and then you just take turn the Bible into a baseball bat and beat on everybody around you, and you don't even really know how to use. You turn it into a blunt object, blunt force, trauma. Everybody near you.
Talking about how the Christians used it, right? And used it, or the so-called white man, right? Used it to your demise, but now you're doing the same thing.
You're doing the
same thing.
Ultimately,
you're doing the same thing
because you turning everybody off to what you want. That's why I always tell people, like, stop trying to beat everybody up around you. Instead, learn this, because when you first come, you don't know shit anyway. You think you know something. You do not know a goddamn thing. But how to prove Jesus is black. Right. That's all you know.
And prove you in there somewhere.
Prove you in there. Prove slave ships. And that's it. If anybody have any type of knowledge and challenge it, you're screwed. Right? You're totally screwed. So it's better for you to come into this thing and let it work changes and betterment in your life, and then be the living example to the people, as opposed to you trying to beat them up, and then they know where to come to. But all of that, it all go back to manhood, because it all go back to just being real, being truthful with yourself first and foremost, looking at the man in the mirror and being real, and going through the proper metamorphosis, and being able to identify things and move in the spirit of wisdom and not off of emotion. Dude be moving with too much. All of that is emotional. Damn the emotion. Let's be serious. Ask yourself, would you believe you? Would you listen to you?
Would you follow you?
Would you follow you?
Exactly.
Why should she get, now going in the relationship, why should she get with you?
Right.
Are you something that should be had? Like realistically. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys, they're not being honest with their damn self about that. Like what? Like I be hearing about
you're not old. You're not old this.
You're not owed this.
You're not owed a woman.
Why do you think she owes you something? Right? And certain times I be hearing about certain stuff, I be like, that nigga did what? He did, huh? He said that. And the cold part
them the same dudes alike.
Go ahead, bring it out.
But them the same dudes that when they out and they trying to get, when they don't have a woman, they out trying to get women and they get denied, they talk bad about the woman that she walking off or something like that.
Bitch, you ugly anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what from a child, I could never stand or understand
why niggas would do that.
But you just trying to talk to her, though.
You're hurt, bro. You're triggered, bro. And so you take
you're
those
coping.
Exactly. And so when you know, like you say, a hit dog holler. So when you know that she got the upper hand on you in this argument or whatever, and you know, okay, your logic is dwindling, it's failing, right? Your line of reasoning is if you find out it's flawed, right? And she's picking that motherfucker apart, right? And now you want to throw ad hominems.
You have no more logic left.
Exactly. Just like a woman, man. That ain't being a fucking man.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't know nothing about it. And here's the cold part, right?
Real talk.
Then it's like, it's funny. I saw this prominent YouTuber, Kiana J.
Okay.
She stay in Houston. She from Oakland, but she stay in Houston. I seen her in the after hours one night out here. Prominent. She got like over 1 million. So I done watch some of her content. So she did a social experiment where she was walking up on niggas, kind of getting at them a little bit, and then going, "I got a man." So basically, she'll flirt with you, get to the point where she finna get the number and be like, I don't know if I should give you my number because I got a man, or I'm gonna take your number and I'm gonna save it to something else because I got a man. Right. So now, if a girl does that, that's good. She's a hoe. Right. But if a girl just don't talk to you, but she don't take the time to sit there and explain to you maybe that she got a man, she's rude. F that bitch. Well, how do you know she ain't got a man? That's why she ain't talking to you.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? How do you know that her man didn't instruct her and direct her that when a man approaches you, you shut that down? You don't explain to him nothing. Don't talk to him.
You don't owe him an explanation.
You don't owe him an explanation. That be the bro. It be
niggas got
it be
too
so
big
cold,
of a sense of entitlement.
Exactly.
I'm entitled,
and then we living in a time where niggas is pulling guns on girls for phone numbers. right? Like I know a girl. She said, boom, she had the gas, bro. She at the gas station. Nigga hop up on her, hop up, gun showing. She gives him the number. He texts her. She's like, I'm letting you know I just gave you my number because you had a gun.
Yeah.
That's the only reason, because it's been times where niggas is mad at rejection and have shot girls. That's really happened. Yeah. So she like, I'm just telling you, like, I'm not finna talk to you. Yeah. I literally just gave you this number because you had a gun. That was
a survival tactic.
That was a survival tactic. Yeah. There wasn't nothing else. I just needed to get out of that situation.
Yeah. That was wisdom. That was wisdom. You know what I'm saying? I was using wisdom, dog.
She was using pure wisdom.
Yeah, that's smart. Shout out.
Hey, I salute her. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, damn, but we living in the time where that level of fear of rejection is also, that's not manhood.
That's not manhood. Yeah, exactly.
Rejection is
a part of manhood.
A part of manhood. And being able to handle that. That's something you're
supposed to start experiencing at an early age, bro. You're supposed to be having certain levels of what do you say?
Rejection experience?
Yeah, but you're supposed to have a level of imagination where you want some shit that you just don't deserve it. There ain't no way. Like, you're supposed to be getting those because, like, you're supposed to just been that type of young man that, like, okay, cool, I want this. Like, Mom, can I have this? Like,
no.
Yeah, you're supposed to just be getting them those. And if you had any type of introspection at all, you just think about it like, damn, no isn't that bad. Bro, I didn't die off a no that was told to me.
I remember when I was probably in middle school.
I'm thankful for the nose.
One of my best friends, Marco, his older brother, right? So that way, when you know you getting in the field, you trying to get at girls.
Yeah.
And I acted a little nervous one day, and manager, his older brother, he was like, "Man, the worst the bitch can say is no."
Yeah.
That was just the coldest thing to say.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst she can say is no.
The worst. Yeah.
That's not that bad, for real.
It's really not, bro. It's really not.
So fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Let's try it.
That's why you got, like, talk about, like, you know, trying to get women and stuff like that. You have the numbers game.
Yeah.
Because I mean, of course, and this just what any salesman understands.
Period.
Right. I'm going to get rejected a lot. It's going to be a lot of people who don't want this product. But if you've never had
even if they need this product, some people do not realize that they need this product.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, but if you ain't never had to hustle, you ain't never had to go out and do things hand to hand, you ain't never had to go out and try to convince people, right? Convince people that don't know whether or not they want or need something, right? You will never get those experiences if you just laid up in the crib playing games all day, right? Watching TV, all this shit. Like, you ain't got no balanced approach to life as a young man. You don't experience those neglects, those rejections and stuff like that get you geared to be able to accept this coming from some petty, like, fucking woman that don't want you because you ain't fly enough or something. You know what I mean? Or she's too shallow to see the God in you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It just happens, bro.
That's her fault.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, but that also comes from, right, a lack of self-dignity. Because you try to hype yourself up, right? And it's this pseudo confidence that as soon as rejection come, that confidence is deflated. All dumb. You did all this.
Because your shit was pseudo to begin with.
Yeah, it was pseudo. It was all physical, outward, right? It wasn't inward, right? You were a player outwardly, not one inwardly.
Exactly.
Right? You got these outward players. You see what I'm saying? As soon as boom, that little line that you got off Fresh and Fit, right? You almost cute as me. Don't work.
As soon as the Fresh and Fit line fail, nigga, you don't know what to do. As
soon as the damn alpha male strategies line don't work.
We're here to give you the alpha male
strategy. See what I'm saying? Yeah, man. When it don't work now, you know what I mean? Your red pill doctrine don't work. You see what I'm saying?
It fell flat.
Yeah, now you ain't the same guy no more. You see what I'm saying? And so that comes from that, like I say, that lack of self-confidence. You see what I'm saying? So, but when you have that confidence, you can sit here and say, what? Her loss, right? Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, look, your loss, but, you know, I hope you have a good day. You see, and walk off. I hope you find what you're looking for out here, shawty.
Water off a duck's back.
Yeah, water off a duck's back.
It's not like...
Yeah.
Man, there's so much. There's so much.
But you gotta experience rejection as a man. A part of manhood is a rejection. Women are the ones who are supposed to be catered to, and stuff just handed to them. They don't gotta go out and do all these things to, you know, retrieve assets and stuff like that.
Working, earning things by the sweat of our brow.
That's our curse. That's our curse.
They gotta have babies.
Exactly.
That's their curse.
That's their job, man. Exactly.
We gotta work,
we gotta till.
That's theirs.
Exactly. So, mother, you got to get out and till, man. Yeah. So, like we just said, plant hella seeds sometimes, man. That's just a part of the game, bro.
Yeah, straight
accept
up.
that as your reality. If you believe in the Bible, you have to accept it as your reality, man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
You know, so the Spirit got to move it.
Yeah, no, it got to move it. It's gonna do that. It's gonna do that.
All
praises. We gonna wrap this one up. Yeah, man. All praise to the Most High.
Yeah, and we got a lot of good reviews on the first episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Lord willing, y'all are fed properly through the Spirit and power. Y'all about Shim y'all shy, and good talk.
Yeah, always,
talk,
always.
And man the fuck up, man.
That's it. Period.
Right?
Every Monday,
right?
In the morning, first thing in the morning, nigga, man up.
Yeah, man the fuck up, right? All right, and accept your reality as a man, bro. First step is accepting the reality, right? Right. We're gonna do this 12 steps, man.
Yeah. We really gonna have to do that. Hit y'all with that next.
12 steps, man. The first step is accepting the reality, man. All right,
all praise.